people no one make person talk. Them say that Mayegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Mayegun diary, he dey hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman pikin dey the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Mayegun don't come. So my people make you laugh. Oh yo yo, Mayegun don't come. Oh yo yo, my people make you shout. Oh yo yo, Mayegun don't come. Oh yo yo, Mayegun the command of the masses. Oh yo yo, Mayegun don't come. Oh yo yo, Mayegun diary politico.
Oh dear.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ jójójójó. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ jójójójó. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are joining me from. It is Mayegun's brunch time. Though it starts late somehow, right? But you can still be part of it because it is the snippet to what is still to come later tonight. So share this. The Minister of Misinformation for Kolu has come out to say, well, they are going to have a 1 year low-key celebration. Do you have an idea what they are intending to celebrate? Intending to celebrate your defeat. You have now, most of you have now become the voluntary slave. You can share this and you can dial in and call in and be part of it if you want. It's all up to you. First two ladies in the house, that's Ngozi and is that called Ada Zion? Share this program. Now, I have a very big question where I would love a lot of you watching from Nigeria. If you have a chance, you can call in. It's not so busy in the afternoon, okay? You can call in and tell me if you are presented with two options and you only have one to choose from, Tinubu or a bag of rice. Tinubu or a bag of gari, you will tell me why if you call in today. Lawal came out and accused Tinubu of intentionally coming to destroy Nigeria after Bukwari by forcing himself on you. That's what Tinubu did. Now, they grabbed you, they snatched it. A year after that, your life is worse off. But they are going to tell you that you are wrong to think your situation has worsened under Tinubu. They will change it and they are on it already. So today, now, sorry for the late start. Usually some people are beginning to set their own time for the breakfast or the brunch time with Mayegun. But I don't know what happened, right? In case if I'm going to need a lawyer, though, I'm going to sue Virgin. Okay, I'm going to sue them so bad. So they are charging me for something, the service they are not giving me. And that is what I've been experiencing since afternoon. Can you believe that? So I had to improvise, use my own mobile internet for this. Can you believe that too? So that's one of the reasons why I have been, I had to start late. But let's give it at that, okay? So Babashir Lawal came out 2 days ago. And he said, that Tinubu intentionally, that is aim and goal for hijacking the government of Nigeria for himself and his cronies, is to enrich themselves and impoverish the rest of you. There is another team that came out to say, no, Tinubu's time has been the greatest time. It's far, far better than Bukwari's time. But if you have a chance of calling me this afternoon, we have just 2 hours to wrap this up, okay? So if you have a chance of calling in this afternoon, I'm going to present you with that question. Tinubu or a bag of rice? Tinubu or a bag of gari? You will say, but let's get into this. Call it the snippets.
The Northern Congress for Change implores Nigerians to disregard the unfounded and spurious assertions made by David Babachi.
Just so you know, by the way, this team is a team that says Tinubu is the best thing that has ever happened to you in Nigeria. And the Babachi Lawal coming out to call Tinubu a failure or this or that is why they are giving this press release. And you will have many, many like them defending that same Tinubu. But the day you stand up and you end this madness, people like this will disappear. You will never see them again. But in a rotten system like what you have, you are going to see many, many like this. I will speak out and say, now because some people are just enemy of Tinubu, therefore they are enemies of Nigeria. That is why they can't see the great work that Tinubu is doing. But you can see it, Abi. Now listen to this mofos.
The Northern Congress for Change implores Nigerians to disregard the unfounded and spurious assertions made by David Babachi Lawal and instead concentrate on the tangible progress and significant strides being made under the visionary leadership of President Tinubu. He is our president with his laudable policies, and we have no reason not to support a program so that Nigeria can progress and return to the same image of the giant of Africa. The allegations against him were thoroughly investigated by an ad hoc committee of the Nigerian Senate, which portrayed a long shadow over his credibility and integrity. His tenure as SGF was marked by a litany of corruption allegations and scandals, and his removal from office as the Secretary to the Government of Federation was a watershed moment in Nigerian politics, raising serious questions about his trustworthiness and moral justification. Furthermore, it is worth to note that even in the last election, he supported Mr. Peter Obi for his elections, for his bid for presidency. And we see that that raised a lot of doubts about his judgment and his ability to make accurate assessments of political situations. Now, if we go back to Nigeria before Tinubu and the corruption in the oil sector, before we embark on such an examination into the current state of Nigeria under the leadership of President Tinubu, the Northern Congress for Change invites us to take a moment of reflection on the notorious circumstances, nation's circumstances prior to his administration, and leaving everyone to be a better judge in the end. Now, in the issue of the new Nigeria under President Tinubu, after the removal of subsidy, we'll take a look at it and discover that the advent of Tinubu administration has been a renewed focus of tackling corruption in the oil industry. The courageous decision to eliminate fuel subsidy has proven to be a crucial milestone on the path of economic reform. The government has introduced several reforms aimed basically at increasing transparency due to the process of accountability in the sector. These reforms include the introduction of open and transparent bidding process for oil licenses, the introduction of independent regulators to oversee the sector, and the implementation of a very robust anti-corruption program. We can see from there that the government is also taking steps at recovering stolen funds and assets, by which the government has mandated the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Nigeria's Anti-Corruption Agency, with sole empowerment to investigate and prosecute cases of corruption in the oil sector, with several high-profile cases being prosecuted in recent years. The advantages of eliminating these four subsidies can be seen clearly with a bold move has precipitated a surge in private investment in the oil sector, bolstering efficiency and curtailing wastage. The resultant savings have been judiciously redirected towards the critical sectors such as infrastructural development, education, healthcare, and also beginning to yield multifaceted benefits to the nation. President Tinubu's administration has demonstrated an unwavering commitment to inclusive leadership, skillfully balancing the diverse socio-political and religious inclinations of the nation. The exemplary leadership further spearheads an unprecedented era of economic prosperity with tangible results manifesting in various sectors or
nuisance lele nuisance.
I don't want to just leave you there listening to that, because some of you will be kind of, if you were me, you'll probably be raging, like, what is he talking about? That's how you have a useless people. There are people that will tell you that you need to respect them. Now, that's somebody's papa. Now, everything is said about Babashir Lawal as a criminal, investigated and removed, and everything is true, fine. As a member of APC, Egbekegbe, he is a criminal, no doubt. But somebody sat there and was reading that Tinubu is fighting corruption in the oil sector. Tinubu removed subsidy. Economic reform of Tinubu removing subsidy has saved Nigeria. And this is what they do. All they have to do is just to keep repeating it until all of you will kind of have to believe it. Do you believe that they've removed subsidy truly? Do you believe that the subsidy removal has saved Nigeria? Do you? Because they are saying it to you, and some of you are repeating it. You know, you are repeating that too. Ah, man, subsidy need to go. Let us be honest. And all of that, because they are saying that to you. And since they removed it, how has your life improved? Anyway, so that's just part of where you see the reason why a lot of us don't have any respect for a lot of them, whether they are old or young. These are people that are so good enough to gaslight you, to blackmail you, and make you agree that, you know, the worst is the best you can get. The worst they are giving you is the best you can get. And you can see on their faces too. They are the walking example of poverty. You can see it all over them. But yet they are all ready to quickly put together themselves and call themselves any name and say, we are speaking on behalf of so and so. And you're going to see a lot of them. A lot. So again, since I am not going to be delving too much into so many of these this afternoon, so it's called snippets. Found a lady that seems to have found, her video has found its way to Nigeria, the religious capital of Africa, where people are so religious, but at the same time, they are also so corrupt, evil-minded, dark-minded. But they love shouting God, Jesus, Allah, 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 Jesus, Jesus, Allah, 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 Jesus, Jesus, every now and then. They are the most horrible people you can come across, sincerely. Especially those of them that present themselves as religious. I'm serious. So if you see anybody who is from Nigeria that is shouting Jesus, Jesus, or shouting Allah, Allah, every small thing, God, this or that, run from them for your own good. Okay? Run from them. They are the most dubious, manipulative individuals you can come across. So evil. And they are so comfortable supporting evil, especially if the people perpetuating the evil are those they have one or two things in common with. You see any Nigerian shouting God, God this, God that. Jesus this, Jesus that, any small thing, Jesus, Jesus. Run from them. Oh. It is for your own good. Now, watch them as they react to this, because they are already reacting. This lady is talking about tithe, something that they have already sent a lot to hellfire for. They say, oh, you are going to hellfire for challenging us. And I love it. I love the way she explained it. But trust Nigeria. The one where their pastor tell them is the truth, not the one the Bible actually says. Paying tithe. What is tithe? I love this.
My guy. All right, so yes, tithing was for the Leviticus priest, but only the 10% that God is talking about in the Bible. So let me break it down for the religious folks. You had 12 sons of Israel, 12 sons of Jacob. Everybody from every 12 tribe was given an inheritance of land, crops, and different things, except for the sons of Levi. That's why they're called the Leviticus priesthood. Levitical priesthood means son of Levi. You only could be a priest if you were of the blood of Levi. And first of all, a lot of y'all don't know if y'all even from the blood of Levi, but that's a story for another time. See, they were only given the inheritance of God, meaning everybody got land and everything else, but the priests were only dedicated to God himself. God gave them the temple to do the tithes and offerings and everything else. Their job was to stay in the temple all the time to do the offerings and tithes. See, the thing with the tithes was the Levitical priest got their share of the tithes first because they didn't have inheritance. They didn't have crops, food, land, clothes, and etc. So what they did was when the people brought all their tithes to them to the temple, all their crop shares and fruits and clothes and things that they had, oils, flour, and etc., everybody was to bring their share of stuff for tithes and offerings. See, the Levitical priests would take out their share of tithes first so that they would have food and clothes or whatever they needed first. That's where the 10% comes from. The 10% belongs to God. They were God's inheritance. So when the priests took their parts, then they'll make the people stand in a line and dish out evenly different things to them that they need. The community. Just like they do today at shelters. The Bible says that the tithes is for widows, the fatherless, orphans, strangers, anybody who comes to them for help. The Bible tells you who the tithes are for. It says it was for these people. And then it was up for the priest to dish out these things to the people from the storehouse, the different things that people brought as tithes. So then the priest would dish out evenly to the people what they needed and who needed what. And then the rest that was left over, they just stack it back up in the storehouse. If these people needed food, give them food. If these people needed this, give them this. If this person needed clothes, to give them this piece of clothing. Tithes was for the people. It was food, flour, oil, clothes that the people brought to the priest. The priest will pick out their 10% that they want to keep as an inheritance from God. Then they will dish it out evenly upon the people of what they needed. That's where tithes come from. There's only one time in the Bible that money was mentioned for tithes. And that one time that it mentioned money is because that the people was traveling and it was time for them to give their tithes. And the stuff they gave was too heavy. They carried animals as tithes, big bags of flour, and other things. This stuff was heavy while they was traveling. So God said, go and sell your tithes and get the money. But once you get back to your destination, where you need to give your tithes to, you go back and you buy that stuff back. And then give your tithes. That's it. Only one time was tithes mentioned about money. And he made sure to tell them that once you got back to where you're supposed to go and give your tithes to, you go back and buy that stuff. You go back and buy food. And once you buy that food, then you go to the temple and give your tithes with food to stack up in that storehouse. Tithes was never money. Never. Like he says in Matthew, when you go out and spread his word, you take nothing in return. No gold, no silver, not even a copper coin. You ain't even supposed to take a penny for spreading the word. Because what was freely given to you, you shall freely give. And that was his word. So always allow Romans 3 and 4 to cross your mind. Because the love of money is the root to all evil. And that's exactly what these churches got going on. The love of money. and robbing God through tithes and offerings. So let Yah be the truth, and every man a liar.
I mean, I saw that online yesterday, and typically it found its way to the Nigerian social media. And then those who are like career pastorpreneurs or aspiring, no, sorry, and the aspiring pastorpreneurs in Nigeria, they said, well, we don't belong to the house of Levi. Then we are not Levites. But Abraham paid the tithe to Ashakanakat or something. I don't know the name. Something like Ashakanakat or something. And because Abraham paid tithe to the chief priest of that time, and they are children, I don't know, they are trying to defend their business, their robbery, and the threat that comes with you must give me your money or else God will punish you. Like, are you mad? My money, come and take it. Here you go. So they were there arguing about if you are supposed, I mean, it has gotten so worse in Nigeria that they threaten people that if you don't pay the tithe, things will be tight for you. Now, things is tight for everybody right now. In the contraption that even churches can feel. Well, maybe now that more people are broke and they are now questioning what they are doing with their money. So they threaten them every now and then in Nigeria. And guess what? There were others who were more interested in how she looks. Oh, you want to take you want to be listening to somebody who has a piercings. Somebody who is wearing eyelashes. And that one you they listen to. Oh, devil is doing overwork. Devil is trying to make you miss heaven. In the Bible, it says that you have to give your money to your pastor. But there's nowhere in your Bible where they said you should give your money to your pastor or anybody. But these guys have held Nigerians so tight that they are even collecting their first, your first fruit. They call something first fruits. And that is your January salary. Everything, you give it to your pastor to bless you so that you can make more money for the rest of the year. If you dare tell them, say, na robbery, they go remind you. They will remind you, say, thou shalt not talk about the anointed and the rest of that. So they are busy talking about how she look. They're busy about how this and that because they love their slavery. Okay? So I'm not talking to you. If you are the type that believes that this is, this has nothing to do with mind control and the rest of that. You can do whatever you like with your money, sincerely, okay? But we have seen ridiculousness of some of these pastorpreneurs right there, Nigerians, on display, and they are so embarrassing enough that, yeah, you look like stupid people who just give your money to somebody, right? Stupid people who can't read their Bible. So you have to pay somebody to read it for you. That's what you are doing, a lot of you. Giving your money to those guys, your pastorpreneurs and all those criminals, right? And then you become very, very defensive in defending them, the rest of that. So it's all right. If you can't read your Bible, then you pay somebody to read it for you. And that person you are paying is that criminal in suits, speaking the language of nonsense. Sorry if I offend you.
What shall I say unto the Lord?
Yes, Lord.
All I have to say,
Thank you, Lord.
thank
shall I
you,
say?
Lord.
Thank you,
Let's put that aside. So I thought I would bring that to you, and I'm sure that to you. So yeah, I'm asking you, if you are watching me, even if you can't call in, okay, please tell me. If you are watching me from the shithole, the contraption, Nigeria, tell me now, it's been a year under Tinubu. There is 7 more to go, 7 more years to go, okay? And there's no point in knocking your head or knocking your head on anything at all. Just answer the question. So if you are, I'm going to read my comments, okay? So if you are offered Tinubu or a bag of gari, which one are you going to take? It's a very straightforward question. Just say it, Kolu or gari. So somebody said that why do you have to put a bag of gari next to Tinubu? I was like, just to show that, it's a bag of gari. It's like, why not just like, the mudu? What do you call that thing again? The mudu bucket. So if they put a bucket of a mudu of gari,